folks. Welcome to Calvinsgotgame. I'm Calvin.
I'm Lewis.
And as you can see today, we're going to be talking about a comparison between Above and Below and Above and Below Haunted. And you can kind of see some of the boards up front. We'll get to those in just a minute. But I kind of wanted to give you just an overview of what Above and Below is about. Above and Below is a story about your last village was ransacked by barbarians. You barely made it out. Mm-hmm. You're seeking a new land to build your village in. So you go and you find this cruel desert, brave forest pig, anyway, you find this lovely place and you decide that you want to build there. And as you're building, you discover some underground caverns.
Yes.
To where you can go and find unimaginable treasure.
Or trouble.
And then Above and Below Haunted, you've lived in that other village for quite a while, in Above and Below. Well, now it's getting full. There's so many people there. So now you're going to go to the marsh, from the marshlands you lived in. But now your hometown's getting overcrowded. You're going out west, and you're going to make some new villages by the Azure Lakes and the bogs and the swamps. And you find this lovely place, and you also find out that there's some underground caverns there too. Yes. Underwater caverns. But there's also ghosts. So, with all that being said, it's kind of Above and Below. There's storytelling, adventure, worker play, or tableau building, city building game, right? So, we're going to talk about the differences. Let's talk about the differences in the games. One of the major differences is the boards.
Yes.
So if you'll see the worker board, which is this one here, and the one on that side, if you can see it real well, the worker boards are a little bit different. You still have your recruiting here at the top. I don't know how we're going to do this. You still have your recruiting here at the top, but with Above and Below, or Above and Below Haunted, no, I'm sorry, that's the wrong one. This one here. Okay. The reputation board. You still have your recruiting here at the top, but on Above and Below Haunted, if you get any of these first three that cost you 2, 3, and 3, you're going to get a ghost.
Yes.
And we'll talk about what the ghosts do here in a little bit. And then on 4 and 5, you get a mystic brew. And so that's kind of something new in Above and Below Haunted is the ghost. So, what do you think about the ghosts being added, Lewis?
The ghosts, I like the ghosts because they can be annoying because it affects your reputation at the end of the round. It makes you go down on there. It does. But I like how you can also, if you have too many, you can throw them on somebody else if you are able to.
Yeah, we'll talk about how you get rid of the ghost here in a minute. But I like the ghost because it gives a little bit more player interaction.
Yes.
Okay? So when you have player interaction, in Above and Below, you have a little bit of player interaction where you might take a card somebody wants. Mm-hmm. And here you still have that same thing about you may take a card somebody wants, but you also have that interaction of maybe placing a ghost on someone else.
Yes.
So that I do like those ghosts. And let's talk about... We talked about recruiting people, right? The bringing people into your clan. If you do that in Above and Below Haunted, if you do the 2, 3, 3, paying 2 coins, 3 coins, and another 3 coins, whichever one of those you get a ghost. And you have to put that in your village. And like Lewis said, it's going to bring your reputation down at the end of the round for each ghost that you have in your village.
Yes.
But if you do the 4 and 5, you pay $4 or $5 to recruit one of those other workers to come into your village. It's going to give you a mystic brew. The same rules apply with villagers. You have to have beds to be able to use them.
Yes.
So in both ones, you got to have beds for each person. Now there is one deal that brings his own bed. You don't have to worry about having. It's a robot.
Yeah,
right?
it's a
robot.
robot.
You don't have to sleep anyway.
Yeah.
So in this new game, Above and Below Haunted, in Above and Below, you could when your workers get exhausted, you'll move them over to the exhausted part on this board here on your player board. You have on the ready, exhausted, and then you have a injured or exerted space. And in Above and Below Haunted, they had a potion and cider.
Yes.
And you could use either one to bring them on over and then use another one to bring them on over to ready if you had a bed for them. Here in Above and Below, they just made it a Mystic Brew. They combined them together.
Yeah.
So you just have a Mystic Brew, you're good to go. You just spin 2 of them and you bring them all the way over.
Yes.
What about the exploration in Above and Below compared to Above and Below Haunted?
I think they were similar. I like that now more, you have same thing, the stories, and making decisions which ones you're going to do. So for me, I thought it was similar on that.
Yeah.
On both Above and Below and Above Below Haunted. I really didn't see no witty difference for myself.
Well, I did. I saw a difference in the storybook in Above and Below Haunted. It was written a little different. The things that you did, you chose, it may have sent you to another passage to read. Everything wasn't right there in the same passage.
Right.
So I kind of like the way they did the storybook in Above and Below Haunted. I still love the stories in Above and Below the regular game, but Above and Below Haunted, I think the storybook is a little bit better laid out.
Laid out?
The stories are written great on both of them, but laid out better.
Okay.
Yeah. In my opinion.
Yeah. For me, it looked, but it flowed the same way for me.
It does flow the same way, yeah, but it's how the book is written now. And how did you feel about, in Above and Below, you just have one standard exploration. But in Above and Below Haunted, we have the basic
Yes.
and dangerous. And in dangerous, they added something new. They give you a pearl if you complete the dangerous mission, which will help you at the end of the game by putting those pearls on your player board down here where you have these tokens that you put on here, like mushrooms and other things. Whichever one you have at the end with the highest value, you can put those pearls on to score more points. What do you think of that?
I like that. I like that difference of that because now, if you are behind, you can take that risk and hopefully get caught up a little bit. I like that extra chance of catching up with that pearl. Yes, it's going to be a little bit more risky, but the higher the risk, the greater the reward, in my opinion.
I get it. And I do like how, Above and Below, you didn't know how many lanterns you were going to have when you went down into those caverns to explore. The book just said, okay, you must have 3 to do this, 5 to do this. But in Above and Below Haunted, the caverns have like 3 to 5 and then 5 to 12 or something like that on the dangerous ones. So you kind of know what you're going to be getting into.
Yes.
So if you go to a dangerous one and you don't have enough folks with lanterns on them to kind of roll the dice to get those, it could be problematic.
Yes.
So that's another thing that's a little different in Above and Below Haunted from the exploration part of it. And in Above and Below, when you sent someone to harvest, you could send someone to harvest or to earn income.
Right.
So you had to choose between which one you were going to do.
Either or.
Right. In Above and Below Haunted, you send one person, you get income, and you get to harvest something. And if you send someone with a hammer, the hammer symbol on your character, you get to harvest 2 things. You still get a coin, and you harvest 2 things.
2 things, yes.
Which is super fantastic because when you have a lot of stuff you want to harvest, and you're only sending one person over there, and you're only having to get one thing, it kind of makes you think, should I build this turn? If you only have one guy with a hammer, should I build this turn, or should I get those resources? And sometimes you have to make that decision, and I think that's one of those things.
Yeah, and that's one thing I really enjoyed in the Haunted version, because now you're able to get 2 resources and the coin, and you would not, unlike, nothing wrong with regular Above and Below, but having that ability to get a coin and harvest helps out along to move the game along to also, because sometimes you probably felt I'm stuck and I can't get what I want because either I'm going to have to get money to get somebody or harvest to get points. So I like they changed that up there.
And in both games, each of your characters, you start out with a character that has a feather, which is for recruiting.
Yes.
and you have a hammer guy, which is for building. And then now for Above and Below Haunted, you can send him to gather and get extra stuff off your cards. And then you just had a normal person. And you can recruit more people with hammers or feathers.
Right.
You could always go exploring in both. It takes 2 people to go exploring in both. You can... what's the other thing you can do, Lewis? I'm sitting here looking at it going, okay. So you can explore, you can build, you can recruit, and you can harvest or go earn money in Above and Below. But in this one, you can do both. So you're going to send a person over and you get money and get to harvest something. And like I said, with the hammer guy, you harvest 2 things. What's different in this one is the middle one here where it has a feather. You send a feather person. It's this one right in here. You send a feather person. And if you have ghosts, no matter if you have 5, 6, or whatever in your village, now you can move that. You can get rid of all your ghosts if you use a feather person to do that, except for one. And that one, you move to another player.
Yes. And
depending on where you put that player, you're going to have a deal here. Wherever you put that ghost, if you put it on just a regular building, above building, you'll get 2 reputation and 2 coins. If you put it on a building that has a bed, you'll get a Mystic Brew and 3 coins. And if you put it on an underground cavern that's been built, you get a boat and a Mystic Brew.
Yes.
I think we missed that last time, the boat. But anyway, you get a boat and a Mystic Brew.
And I like the boat.
We didn't talk about the boat yet.
Yeah, the boat is a great addition because it allows you to, one of the abilities allows you to re-roll a die. So you had a sorry die, just don't want to work with you. You get to re-roll that die by spending the boat on that.
And the boat's like an extra worker. You could just use it for whatever you need. So the boats are helpful. As far as the differences in the game, that's about all the differences there really are, unless you had some other ones I missed. I almost missed the boat.
No,
I almost missed the boat. That's a joke.
No, because I have the boat, the dice roll for exploration, and it can manipulate the dice. You get the game now has the manipulation of the dice with the boat, and you only get 1 boat though.
Right.
1 boat.
Well, you can earn more boats throughout the game.
Yes.
But the boat, you don't have to have a bed for the boat. You can just bring the boat back over to ready.
Now, touching back on the ghost, I like the ghost, but I see the ghost be a little bit annoying if there's more than 2 players.
Well, I think it would make it more exciting with more than 2 players. I've only played Above and Below Haunted with 2 players. So I think if you had more than 2, I think it would be more interesting placing those ghosts on other people. Now, there is a card in Above and Below Haunted that you want ghosts.
Yes,
because they give you points.
Yes.
And you'll still lose your reputation points, but you can earn a lot more points by getting a lot more ghosts by having that card. So.
I'm just saying that some folks probably will go at a higher count level of players. Probably, but okay, you have a ghost, I'm giving you another ghost. And so it goes around the table and you end up everybody giving you all the ghosts.
But then you have that option to get rid of all your ghosts and hand that other one to somebody else and earn you some stuff from the board. So it kind of works out both ways. But anyway, so that's about the differences Above and Below. They're both exploration, storytelling, city building game, or your town building, village building, whatever you want to call it. And if you enjoy that, then these games might be for you. I'm going to ask Lewis. Lewis, if you didn't own either one of them, which one would you buy?
With now knowing that I can manipulate the die with the boat, I will be going for the Above and Below Haunted. Because of the manipulation of the die and knowing which... how many lanterns will let me do the easy and how many will let me do the hard, that will help out on there. So I will go with the Haunted. Okay.
So if you already owned Above and Below, Lewis, would you buy Above and Below Haunted?
I don't need it, but just to put a little bit of flavor in the game, I would.
Okay. As you can see, I own both.
Yes, he does.
I absolutely love Above and Below. I love Ryan Lockett's design of the game. I love Red Raven's components, publishing, they make good components. Everything looks great. Now, I do have the upgraded components for Above and Below and also Above and Below Haunted because it came with it when I backed it on GameFound. It's just a fantastic game. Above and Below, I already owned it. I saw Above and Below Haunted on GameFound. I said, yes, absolutely, I'm backing it. If I didn't own Above and Below, would I have just bought Above and Below Haunted? Probably not, because I love the stories in Above and Below, and it's more to me a family weight type of game.
Yeah, it is.
Above and Below Haunted has a little bit more mechanics for a gamer person, to me. So if you want something that's really family oriented, Above and Below, just the normal Above and Below, will be a fantastic game for your family. If you want a little bit more meat and a little more player interaction, I would say get Above and Below Haunted. But with that being said, why not own both?
Yes.
So I like them both. I'll play either one of them anytime because I do like them so much. So that's basically the comparison of Above and Below and Above and Below Haunted. They're not that much difference other than a few minor changes here or there. They combine the Mystic Brew, or they combine the potion and the cider into one thing, which is Mystic Brew. They added Ghost in Above and Below Haunted, and they added that deal where you can get rid of the ghost and give a ghost to someone to collect something. And they also gave you a
option.
The boat, which gives you an option of helping you with the dice and other things. So, and the option on the exploration.
Yes.
So I absolutely love both of them. I personally think you should own both of them, but that's just me. So, Louis, you have any other thoughts on Above and Below?
Now, I guess yes, you're right. This is Above and Below, original core game. It's a good family game. But yeah, like you said, this is more meat. That's going to be more your gamers. I would have both of them. I like games that keep following with the style and don't change up much. Which Wingspan, I have every version of that, and they followed it all the way up to the Asian, which they not manipulated it, but changed it to be 2 players only and more friendly for those that had an issue with the resources of Wingspan. But Above and Below, I would own both of them because I like whenever a game flows from one to another.
And the other thing is, the expansion does give you, or the upgrade kit for Above and Below does give you a solo, or it came with this one.
Yes.
And this one also has a solo version. So now they can be played solo, which is even better for me. I love that. So, all right, guys. That's our Above and Below Haunted comparison. Let us know what you guys think you would do. Would you buy both? Would you buy one? Would you buy the other? Let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear it. And as always, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and hit that thumbs up. And hit the bell for notifications so when we do put out new videos, you'll know they're coming. And guys, like I always say, get a board game to the table, spend time with your friends and family, and thanks for watching Calvin's Got Game.